Here is a look at the Hudl livestream versus the VO livestream. I'm here in California at this GA event, and the other half of my family is in South Carolina at this ECNL event. I'm live streaming the GA event with my VO camera, and ECNL is live streaming the event with the Hudl camera. So I was watching both of those live streams today, and I thought I would share some of the things that I noticed. If you notice, the Hudl has an angle. The nice thing about that is that it captures more of the field and then less of the horizon. One of the things that I've noticed is that the Hudl tends to be more zoomed in on the action. So if you go and take a look at the VO, you see more of the horizon and it's a little more zoomed out. You can see these players a little closer because they're right in front of the camera, but overall the VO tends to have more of a zoomed out view. Although that can be a little bit of a challenge. One of the things that I noticed on the Hudl live stream, here I'll go ahead and play it, is as you see the ball travel to the keeper and then it's zoomed in pretty tight, the keeper kicks it, and you see it goes out of the frame for a bit. So it's a bit of a trade-off. You get closer to the action, but then there's times when you can't see the ball. So let's say you're watching a target player up top and the ball is out of frame for, say, 4 to 8 seconds. Well, a lot can happen. So you see here now you can see the ball, but while it was out of frame, there could have been a lot going on that you didn't get to see. I do wish that in some cases it would zoom out more so you could catch more of the action. Since the view on the VO is zoomed out more, it doesn't tend to have that much of an issue. And I've noticed that the VO tends to anticipate some of the movements of the ball. So for example, if there's a goal kick, it'll zoom and pan a little bit in advance so that the ball stays in the frame. So when I play it here, and you can see this kick, the ball, see how it's panning in advance of the kick, it seems to anticipate that. So the view is farther away, but then the ball is more often in the screen. One thing I like about the VO live stream is you can have the time and the score on there. I don't know if the Hudl is able to do that. It could be that since this is an event with lots of field and cameras, they weren't able to. I know for the VO, I manually start the clock and I make sure that the clock and the score are on there. I'm not sure if the Hudl was able to do that or not, but for this live stream, it did not show up. So that's one of the nice features that users are able to use on the VO that lets them know how much time is left and what the score is. My biggest challenge with the Hudl live stream was the buffering. As you can see here, I took a screen capture of about 13 minutes of one of the games. And on the plane ride home, I actually watched on my laptop and I kind of noted how much time in that clip was spent watching and was spent buffering. And it looks like about 35% of that 13 minutes the play was going on and about 65% of the time it was buffering. And that was pretty frustrating. Now, I don't know if that was the network at this event. I watched 3 different games, and they all had the similar experience. So it could be that just maybe the network at this ECNL event wasn't very fast. And looking at the VO live stream and the Hudl live stream, I wasn't running into that with the VO. Again, I provided my own network for the VO, and it was high speed, and there was no buffering. So there's a lot of fields and a lot of cameras, so it could be that performance wasn't great. I do wish that the Hudl could maybe buffer up front and maybe start the game late and remove some of the in-game buffering. One of the things that I did like about Hudl is that you can share the link to the game before the event begins. This is how I found it. I came to the website they linked to from their event site, and one of the keys is you want to click on one of these sections. In our case, it was National League Boys, so I clicked there. And then from there, you scroll down and you find your event. So in my case, it was this one. Click on it. And then once you get to this point, then you can go to broadcasts and search, and whatever the name of your team is, you can search on it, and then they all will come up here. And then you can click here, and then it shows up. And then once you have subscribed to the event and paid for the event, then you can click play, and then it will show up. And you can make it bigger like this. But the nice thing is that you can send the link out to these games in advance, and so the teams aren't waiting on you to publish the link. So I did like that about the Hudl live stream. Earlier this year, I was in Dallas at an event, and they were live streaming the games with Hudl. I had brought along my VO3, so I have the same game that's live streamed with both cameras from opposite sides of the field, and I'll show you both. So again, that was just a quick look at the same game recorded by both cameras on opposite sides of the field. So those are some of the things that I noticed watching and running live streams with Hudl and VO. I haven't used the Hudl as much, so if I missed something, you can let me know in the comments below. For more on recording sports, you can check us out on easysportsvideo.com/start. Thanks and good luck in your games.